viaje. Minutos, ok, 7. Ligera sacudida indicadora de expertamente. Resource. Muchos, bueno. Como tus hijos, como she bends the ay no, que no se caiga. Ay. Por aquí está funcionando y se queda ahí. Ok. Quíteme los dos. Wow. Hey, ¿qué estoy haciendo? ¿Qué es? Buenas noches, Jedi, o Jedi, puro español. ¿Por qué te llama la atención el español para aprender? Porque suena muy sabroso. Me encanta el sonido de español y ¿qué más? La música, la cultura de los hispanohablantes o de los países de habla hispana. Y yo tengo muchas motivaciones, muchas cosas que me motivan. Todo lo que tiene que ver con ese idioma me llama la atención, para decir la verdad. Cada cosa. I love the way it just rolls off your tongue. Y por todas las personas con quien yo soy capaz de comunicar. Esta es una gran razón también para comunicarme con el mundo. Se lo aprenden en la escuela, en US. Sí, en la escuela, como lo básico. Yo aprendí lo básico de español en la escuela, como leer, como escribir y cosas así, lo básico de la gramática, unas cuantas palabras. Pero el resto que yo he aprendido fue después de graduarme de la universidad. Ay, Dios. Me di cuenta que estoy súper lejos de mi micrófono. Pero sí, la materia fue obligatoria en la escuela, obviamente, en la preparatoria específicamente, pero en la universidad yo no tuve que escoger español específicamente, pero todavía un idioma en general fue obligatorio para tomar. Entonces yo tomé clases de español en la universidad, pero después de graduarme, eso fue hace tanto tiempo, hace 3 años, o casi hace 4 años. Desde entonces yo había practicado por mi cuenta, básicamente, durante esos 3 años, 3 o casi 4 años. Pero no constantemente. No constantemente. Déjame ver esto. Si tú. Sí, ok, me quedan 10 minutos más. Yo no soy capaz de responder a esa pregunta porque yo no tengo ni idea. Yo no cuento algunas rutinas. Yo no cuento mis horas hoy en día. Hace 2 años yo empecé a contar mis horas, pero como me desanimé y no tenía muchas ganas para seguir contando las horas porque toma tiempo y también no estaba viendo los resultados de tantas horas estudiando. En cuanto a las rutinas, lo que estoy haciendo ahora mismo, yo empecé con leer, con la lectura. Entonces leyendo mi libro por 10 minutos y ahora estoy escribiendo unas frases en español y francés porque estoy practicando y estudiando ambos idiomas a la vez. Y también estoy hablando en español. I don't think I've said a word in English yet. Then I also practice speaking Spanish a lot every single day. Then I'm also thinking in Spanish as well. Kitten Divider. No tengo ni idea cómo decir tu nombre. Lo siento, cómo pronunciarlo. But so yeah, I do have an Instagram. It's just Spanish Blueprints, all lowercase, at Spanish Blueprints. Ya veo como 4 horas de watch videos. Okay, watch 4 hours watch videos in English. Okay. And when did you start to learn English? Déjame escribir unas cuantas palabras porque me quedan 8 minutos más para estudiar. Cito. Ok, excelente. Yo lo veré luego, tu mensaje. I'll look at your message later, after the live stream. Yo vivo en los Estados Unidos. ¿Y usted? ¿Dónde vive? Usted. ¿De dónde es? Right now I'm studying French and Spanish. I'm just writing down some phrases, some basic French phrases, and then writing down what the Spanish translation is. And that's all. And then earlier I was reading. De México. Ah, qué padre. Ay, Dios. Me equivoqué. Por Cancún. Ah, qué excelente. Solo he ido ahí una vez. Oh. Ay. Minutos más. Pero al sur cerca de Belice. Ok, cerca de Belice. Qué excelente. Me imagino que se ve súper bello, en verdad. Muy tranquila. Qué excelente. Me alegro por eso. No conozco mucho de México aún. Tengo muchas cosas para aprender. Cerrado. Ce n'est pas grave. Ce n'est pas grave. No es grave. No es grave. Ce n'est pas grave. Ce n'est pas grave. Ce n'est pas grave. Ce n'est pas comme ça. Ce n'est pas comme ça. Comme. Ce n'est comme. Ce n'est pas comme ça. Comme ça. Comme. Ce n'est pas comme ça. No es así. Un anuncio. Yo no quiero verlo. Combien ça coûte? Combien ça coûte? ¿Cuánto cuesta? ¿Cuánto cuesta? ¿Cómo a tu pase? 2 minutos más, 1 minuto más. Sí, dame un minuto, literalmente. Dame un minuto y te voy a responder a tu pregunta sobre los consejos. Claro que sí, dame un minuto, por favor. ¿Cómo a tu pase? ¿Cómo a tu pase? Combien ça coûte? Ce n'est pas comme ça. Ce n'est comme ça. Comme ça. C'est comme ça. Comment as-tu papas? Entonces, papá, ¿cómo a tu papá? ¿Cómo a tu pase? ¿Cómo no tu pase? ¿Cómo pasaste? ¿Cómo pasaste? Ok. Esto es todo para mis estudios de esta noche. Ok. Se acabó mis estudios. Déjame bajar esta música y voy a apagarla completamente. Así. Ok, para tu pregunta. Muchas gracias a todos por venir. Muchas gracias a todos ustedes. Thank you all for coming here and joining me on this live stream. Just finished a nice little 30-minute study time there. So started with reading. I read for 10 minutes. And then for the last 20 minutes, I was just writing down some French and Spanish phrases because I'm learning both of those languages right now. Déjame poner o colocar estos libros por acá. Okay. Para que sean menos distraídos. Okay. So your question is... ¿Algún tips para mejorar mi inglés? Any tips for improving your English speaking? ¿Cómo es la ruta de aprendizaje al inicio de aprendizaje de tu español? Es ruta de aprendizaje. Bueno, al principio eso me complica explicar. Como ya te dije, yo empecé en la escuela, entonces yo tomé clases formales al principio de mi camino de mi ruta con español. Y desde entonces, como yo he estudiado por mi cuenta, después de graduarme de la universidad, y ahí, durante ese tiempo, los últimos 3 años, es donde yo he llegado más, donde yo he logrado más de mis habilidades de hablar, porque no sabía cómo comunicarme de ninguna manera. Fue eh, fue horrible la forma que yo hablé em, durante mi tiempo en la universidad, porque nunca practiqué hablar en español nunca en la universidad, casi nunca, solamente para mis tareas y no más que eso. Pero desde entonces yo he practicado tanto y por esa razón yo soy capaz de hablar como ahora. Pero en cuanto a consejos, tienes que practicar cada día. Eso es lo que te recomiendo, o lo que yo le recomiendo. I'd recommend practicing a lot. Yeah, practicing every single day, practice speaking every single day. I think is very important as well. It doesn't really matter how much Spanish you know, but you should always practice every single day. That is definitely what I would recommend. It can be, you can think about just speaking to yourself in Spanish. Speaking to yourself in Spanish, that's what I do all the time. Thinking in Spanish as well, that's going to help you with speaking as well. So practicing every single day as much as possible, because it's definitely a skill that you have to increase, that you have to adapt to. Sí, claro. Y también con los hispanohablantes hacen lo mismo, hace lo mismo, hablan muy rapidísimo. Casi yo nunca soy capaz de entender todos los hispanohablantes dependiendo de su acento, entonces me complica también comprender los hispanohablantes si quiero hoy en día, o incluso hoy en día, todavía me complica muchísimo. Claro. Y yo diría que pasa con un montón de estudiantes de español también. Nos pasa a todos, especialmente cuando estamos aprendiendo español bueno, cuando estamos aprendiendo español, porque todo es nuevo, ¿me entiendes? Todo es nuevo, entonces no tenemos esta habilidad de entender. El idioma es nuevo. Todas las palabras y frases que estamos escuchando, o los que estamos escuchando, es nuevo. Entonces tenemos que acostumbrarnos a los sonidos, las letras, o los sonidos de las letras y las palabras, porque todo es diferente. No podemos distinguir las palabras, ¿me entiendes? Es así. Por esa razón, yo diría que la habilidad más difícil en cuanto al aprendizaje de idiomas es la comprensión auditiva, porque con cada persona se puede escribir en español. Eso es bastante fácil. La única cosa que tienes que hacer es como levanto un lápiz así y escribes exactamente lo que veas, ¿me entiendes? También con hablando, claro que sí, tienes que practicar muchísimo, pero para darte o para ponerte un ejemplo, lo que estoy haciendo ahora mismo es repitiendo. Cada vez que yo comete un error, yo repito lo que yo diga. ¿Me entiendes? Entonces, esto única cosa que tienes que hacer con hablando es practicar y corrígete y repetir otra vez. Pero con La comprensión auditiva, yo diría que es más difícil porque no podrías controlar lo que tú estás escuchando, pero con tu pronunciación, eso es más fácil porque tú tienes todo el control para mejorar tu forma de hablar, ¿me entiendes? Yo puedo mejorar mi forma de hablar como muy fácilmente, solamente con cambiando mis labios, mi lengua y también enfocando más así o hablando más despacito, pero con la comprensión auditiva sí, es bastante difícil y toma mucho tiempo. Toma un montón de tiempo para acostumbrar sus oídos a un nuevo idioma. Entonces, ojalá que, que me entiende, pero eso es lo que yo diría en cuanto a esto. So yeah, that's what I would say about that. I always, for me personally, I think listening is way harder than any other skill to increase, really. Oye, también como la lectura, like with reading as well. Like reading is, I mean, it's gonna be difficult to understand everything, but I think trying to, listen to a native speaker of your target language is just way more difficult, honestly. Eso es lo que yo diría sobre la cosa. Y when did you start learning? Tú puedes ver un película en español. If I'm able to watch a movie in Spanish, yeah, I can. Pero eso no significa que yo voy a comprender 100% de lo que estoy escuchando, ¿me entiendes? So like, it doesn't mean that I'll understand every single little thing of a movie, but I can watch it and understand, a decent amount of it. But for me, como yo no miedo, como no me miedo así, like I don't measure myself necessarily by, how well I can understand a movie. I don't think that's like a really, really good way to really measure yourself as far as like listening comprehension. Because, it's like just a movie. Y como ya tú sabes que um, el audio de las películas es pésimo la mayor parte del tiempo. Entonces, si quieren tu idioma nativo, le cuesta, le cuesta entender, ¿me entiendes? Le cuesta entender porque el audio es horrible. El sonido, like the sound is very difficult to hear even in movies all the time. So that's why I don't really think it's not like the best way to, well, it's not really like a great way to measure your listening comprehension, in my opinion. En mi humilde opinión, hay mucha demanda para aprender el español por nativos americanos. ¿Cómo que demanda? A lo que te refieres, ay Dios, a lo que te refiere con eso? ¿Cómo demanda? ¿Como que una necesidad o qué? Like a necessity, a requirement, un requisito o qué? Explíqueme un poco más sobre tu pregunta. And for all those who are coming in, thank you very much for coming. Déjame saber, let me know where you are from, de dónde es, tu país, what country you're from. Y también, déjame saber, let me know how long you've been studying Spanish for, or whatever language that you're learning. Quick tempo, how long have you been on? I've been on for 40 minutos for 40 minutes. I'll be back on after this boxing match if you're still here. Possibly. I'll be on for like at least like another hour. So. Por gusto. Buena pregunta. Yo no tengo una cifra específica. I don't have like a specific amount of how many Americans are learning Spanish, pero okay, quick tempo. Okay, nos vemos, cuídate. Yeah, I don't know. I have like a number. I would say, actually, no, yeah, I don't really know. I know that, no sé, yo no podría darte un número específico, en verdad. Like, I don't really have a number, but I would say I know there's a lot of Americanos, a lot of Americans that would like to learn Spanish or would like to learn a language. I can say that con certeza, I can say that. Que hay muchos americanos que tienen un deseo para estudiar español, para estudiar un otro idioma, pero no sabe cómo hacerlo, no sabe cómo realizar este deseo, ¿me entiende? Es así, porque no, yo diría que la gente en este país no está acostumbrado o no está acostumbrado a adquirir los idiomas, para aprender los idiomas, porque no es un requisito para coger un trabajo, para tener un trabajo o nada de eso, no es necesario en este país. Bueno, por las leyes y todo eso, como no es obligatorio, yo sé que hay un empujo en otros países para aprender inglés para tener un mejor trabajo, un salario más alto y todo eso, pero aquí sí, como es normal para hablar inglés, así, es normal. Pero sí, hay mucha gente que quiere explorar y saber más de otras culturas y también porque tenemos un montón we also have a lot of, ¿cómo te explico? Como mucha influencia de los mexicanos en los Estados Unidos. Entonces, como español siempre nos rodea. Yo creo que esto es una razón por las cuales que los americanos tienen este deseo para aprender español. Porque como, por ejemplo, si tuvieras, like if you're living in Texas, en Texas, en California, in Florida, in Nueva York, in New York. There's a whole bunch of Spanish speakers, that are living in these states que están viviendo en esos estados. Entonces, como siempre estás escuchando la música latina, siempre estás viendo la cultura latina frente de ti como durante tu vida, si vivieras en ese tipo de lugar, ¿me entiendes? Paul say, hola, ¿cómo estáis? ¿Cómo estáis? Estoy bien. Excelente, en verdad. Tengo una pregunta, pero en inglés, perdón. Soy. So if you had to read Portuguese or Italian or just hearing it, would you understand it? Um, probably not. I feel like maybe I would be able to pick out Italian more than Portuguese. I don't really know what Portuguese sounds like. To me, Portuguese just sounds like how do I explain it? Just like nothing is like really distinguishable with Portuguese. But I feel like I've heard Italian a lot more than I've heard Portuguese. So I think I'll be able to pick out the Italian more, but I don't know any Italian. I just know I've heard it more in my life than I have Portuguese. And after answering, I have to go to bed. Buenas noches. Okay. Cuídate. Canadá. Okay. Muchas gracias por venir. Okay. Jedi. Y para todos los que están entrando, for all those who are coming in, déjame saber, let me know where you are from, de qué país es usted, what country you're from, and also let me know how long you've been studying Spanish for. I would love to know that. Or how long you've been studying whichever language that you are currently learning. Porque en inglés se dice got in vez de they have. Example, she got a fever. In vez de say she has a fever. Yeah, she got. Oh, yeah, she got a fever. She had a fever. She has a fever. She has had a fever. Yo sé que inglés es muy es difícil a veces. Sí, got es como que no necesariamente es menos formal, depende. A veces no es tan formal para decir got en lugar de have. Pero yo no sé, porque yo no soy profesor de inglés. I think it may be less formal, but I'm not sure, honestly. Bueno, como dijiste, es igual espérate, God is like have, no, God is, oh my God, em, yo diría que es menos parecido a conseguir, como si es parecido, pero a la vez no es lo mismo, dependiendo de contexto, pero también se puede utilizarlo. Porque también, because like, at the same time, you can still say like, I have to get, como yo tengo que coger o yo tengo que conseguir. Entonces, en ese contexto tiene sentido. Like in that context, it makes like really good sense. So that's the funny part. Yo tengo que, pero también es igual que to have, tener. Utilizan. ¿Qué uses? Que buenas noches, Camden. Ah, tanto tiempo. Buenas, Camden. It's been a while. Good to see you join. Very good to see you here in another live stream. Otro directo con nosotros. Muchas gracias por unirte. Es que estoy las enfermedades en inglés veo. Ok. De nada. ¿Y cómo has estado? ¿Cómo has estado, Camden? Dígame. Sí, claro, sí, por esa razón como inglés no tiene sentido a veces. Si yo tengo fiebre, yo tengo un fiebre, yo lo consigo, pero yo tengo que conseguir algo también. Yo tengo que conseguir algo o yo tengo algo, pero en inglés, como I got that, or I got that, or I have that. Como podrías utilizar las dos palabras, pero una es más utilizada, yo diría, como have que, que got. Como podríamos decir got, but I feel like, I don't know. If some people think that got is less formal, I'm not really sure. A lot of people say it, pero si quieres sonar más americano, you can say, I gotta. So that's a good one right there. Which is not correct in any type of way, but we still say it all the time. Claro que sí, hay una diferencia entre olvidar y olvidarse, porque como ya podrías ver, olvidarse es un verbo reflexivo, entonces vas a decir algo como que eh, se te olvidó, se me olvidó, se me olvidaron. Pero con olvidar es como que vas a decir algo como olvidó del nombre. Entonces vas a utilizar un sustantivo después de ese verbo para referirse a una cosita. Olvido, olvido el tiempo. Olvido del tiempo. Del tiempo. That's the thing too with this particular verb. It doesn't make sense. Of course, like olvidar. It doesn't make sense in English, so that's be very careful with that one. I mean, both of these don't really make any sense in English, so you have to be careful with those because they don't make any sense. If you actually try to translate it doesn't translate well. Obviously, with reflexive verbs don't make any sense, and then if you say como yo olvido del libro, that doesn't make much sense. Like the preposition doesn't make any sense. Yo, Jedi, cuando haces. Ay, Dios, ¿qué pasó? Sí, te olvidé. Oh, sí, eso también. Muchas gracias por eso. Te olvidé, me olvidaste. Cuando haces los live en YouTube, depende. Yo no tengo un día concreto, en verdad. I don't have like a specific day normally. Like I don't have I don't have the same day that I do live streams every single week, but I usually just come out whenever I can. But usually I'm free on the weekend, so today's Friday o es viernes, entonces estoy listo y disponible para tener ese directo. Yeah, so like today, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays are usually free. Like in the like afternoon or at nighttime. So that's when I usually try to do my live streams. For night, sí depende. A veces, depende cuando tenga tiempo. Sí, cuando tenga tiempo es cuando yo los hago. En la noche como hoy, en la noche, quizás el sábado, en la noche, los domingos, quizás alrededor de 12, algo así. Jedi again, okay. ¿Qué parte del español te cuesta? So what part of Spanish do I struggle with? I would say right now, what do I struggle with the most? Hmm. I would say with listening comprehension, but that comes with time. But so it's it's kind of like a mixture. It's listening comprehension, but then it's also speaking. Claro que sí, yo trabajo. Yo diría que como tratando de mantener mi fluidez es muy difícil también. So like trying to maintain my fluency is very difficult as well because I have to speak constantly, speak to myself, speak to Spanish speakers a lot, so I can maintain the level that I have. That's very difficult for me. Ask the question for everybody in this live stream too. Let me know. ¿Qué parte del español es lo que más te cuesta? What part of Spanish is really hard for you to learn? Or what do you struggle the most with Spanish? Let me know. Déjame saber. But yeah, speaking it's still a challenge. Speaking is still a challenge, like no matter what. I always have to work very hard with it, focus really hard when I'm speaking. But then listening comprehension is just, I know that just takes time. But with speaking, I just feel like with speaking, you kind of doing a lot more work. Listening, you kind of just sit there and listen. You know, of course, there's strategies with that to improve your listening skills. But again, that just takes time. Versus speaking is just you got to do a lot. You got to do a lot of communication. You have to do a lot of practice. Sí, hay demasiadas palabras en español. Pero eso me cuesta también porque yo he estudiado mucho porque I've studied a lot. I've studied a lot of words and phrases and stuff, but I also have forgotten a lot. Eh, y yo había olvidado muchas palabras. Yeah, that's very interesting. All the native words in Mexico, I find those really interesting. De Nahuatl, I forgot what the other ones are. There's a lot of different words. I learned that I know what taco es Sudamérica hay más. Sí, hay más, ajá. Hay más idiomas. I think I learned that talaco means taco in Nahuatl. Talaco. I learned that recently. Oh wait, no, I spelled that wrong. Talaco. Talaco in Nahuatl. So it's really, yeah, the native language is really cool. I like seeing all the different words in Mexico, other states, and things like that. Miss Méndez, señorita Méndez, hola, buenas. Definitivamente hablar es lo más difícil y después español rápido, rapidísimo. Así es. Es bastante rápido, pero depende del hispanohablante con quien estás hablando, porque no cada persona o cada quien con su estilo de hablar, porque unos hispanohablantes hablan muy rapidísimo y otros más despacito, pero depende de su carácter. Pero yo diría que los hispanohablantes como tienen un light switch, como de una vez se puede cambiar su velocidad de hablar muy fácilmente y rápidamente, de una vez, como en un segundo, se puede cambiar su velocidad. Claro, I have been to Mexico one time, una vez. Yo he ido ahí. Yo fui a Guadalajara, una tierra muy linda. I went to Guadalajara for about 5 days, 4 days, ¿cuántos días? 4 or 5 days, 4.5 days. Algo así. And Miss Mendez, why do you think speaking is the most difficult? Déjame saber esto. Why do you think speaking is the most difficult? ¿Y Jerry, has ido a los Estados Unidos? Oh, you don't get enough practice in. Yeah, you got to practice. You got to practice a little bit. Oh, I didn't even do that. Discúlpame. Tajador. It really is. It's difficult. It's even
I still struggle with speaking a lot because I have to force myself every single day to do it. And most of the time I don't want to speak. A lot of times I don't want to speak Spanish, but I still do it. Ah, very nice. Gonna set up for some italki lessons this week. Sí, eso sería genial, excelente. Definitivamente te lo recomiendo. If you haven't had italki lessons yet, make sure that you use the link in the description. Use the affiliate link in the description, then you can get some discount on some lessons. But I think that only works if you haven't taken. I think if you haven't done like those initial trial lessons already. But if you haven't taken any italki lessons, then yeah, you'll definitely get a little discount with the affiliate link in the description of the live stream. Quiero usar para mi visa de turista. Okay, very nice. Además, as well, I have created a PDF for y'all as well. I haven't talked about it yet with any of my videos because, well, I just finished it and wanted to reveal it first on a live stream. So I have a little PDF. It is a blueprint for conversations in Spanish, and you can download that with the link in the description as well. So the link in the description. So this is a new link. So you would click on it, and then basically just like subscribing to an email list. So yeah, you would click on it, put your email in, and then you'll be able to receive an email. Then you'll be able to download the Spanish blueprint, Spanish conversation blueprint for you. And yeah, that is free. So I definitely recommend doing that. That would be very awesome if you could do that. So if you go to the description box right now, it's under subscribe or oh no, it's under a different name. It should just be Spanish conversation blueprint, and then the link it will be right under that in the description box, and you'll be able to download that after you subscribe to the email list. So I'm very happy I made that because that is something that basically is based off my experience. So I'll just go through it real quick for my blueprint conversation, my blueprint for conversation in Spanish. The first is I basically have like 5 different tips that are within the PDF. The first one is start with hola. Second one is ask questions. The third tip is active listening. And the fourth one is use what you know. Fifth tip is self reflection. So that is my little tip, or my 5 tips from my new PDF for my Spanish conversation blueprint from just all my experiences having conversations thus far. So I definitely recommend make sure that you subscribe to that email list so you can get that free PDF. Do you use some app for phone for learning Spanish? I do not, and I would say I don't mostly because I do, but not like no. I don't do any courses. So no courses. But I do have some apps for learning Spanish. Like I use Spanish Dick. I haven't used Hello Talk for a while, but I used to use Hello Talk a lot, which is like a language exchange application. I use Spotify, YouTube, those types of applications, but I don't use one like any language learning apps for learning Spanish specifically. Te llama la atención. Yeah, it's very yes, it, I'll say it's very basic too. Miss Mendez, are you asking who you asking? Are you asking me or are you asking Jedi? ¿Qué te llama la atención? Pero ¿qué parte? Dice scroll back and notice the phrase Jedi use. Oh, you said Jedi use it? I'm not sure where you're looking at right now. I would have to find. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. Pero me encanta Star Wars. Yo soy un fanático. Yo soy fanático de español. Oh, I mean, de Star Wars. De Star Wars. Específicamente. Yo soy amante de cada película de Star Wars. Sí. I love Star Wars. I can watch Star Wars. I can watch Star Wars all day long. He asked, ¿por qué te llama la atención el español? Oh yeah. I answered that earlier. Oh, you're at. What does that mean? Why did it catch your attention? So, and like in this case, te llama la atención. It's just like why, like why did it? Why does it interest you? That's what it means. Like another way of saying that would be like, ¿por qué te interesa aprender español? No, so no, that doesn't translate to that. It just means what makes you interested in learning Spanish, basically, is what he was saying, or what Jedi was saying. Excuse me, what Jedi was saying. I do not have any action figures. I do not. So I don't como you know, como diría, ¿cuál es la palabra adecuada? Colectar, colectar, comprar. Si yo no comprar como estas no, figuras, juguetes. Sí, yo no compro nada aparte de tiquetas, tiquetas de películas. Aparte de eso, yo no compro nada de Star Wars. Coleccionar, ok. Ok, tiene sentido. Oh, en los Estados Unidos, sí, definitivamente, yeah. In the US, yeah. I mean, we kind of collect everything. Como coleccionamos no solamente productos de Star Wars, pero de cada cosa. Yeah, we collect a lot of stuff here. De cualquier tendencia to whatever kind of trend for the most part. Oh, Miss Mendez, Señorita Mendez. You never heard of? Oh, you never heard of other uses? Yeah, it has multiple meanings. Yeah, so it's not call. Por eso razón no debes de traducir a inglés. So like that's like one of the main reasons why you don't translate to English. You have to, yeah, because it doesn't translate to English really. So solo tienes que pensar en español. I would say there's not like a word to word translation that makes sense. So in this case, Jedi was saying to attract, but it's not like en una forma romántica. No es una forma romántica, pero solo que lo que me llama la atención. Así, lo que me llama la atención. I mean, claro que sí, puede ser una persona. It could be a person too, but in this case, it's just a thing that I'm drawn to. I guess that's another word too. It could be like drawn, something that I'm drawn to, something that interests me or that I'm attracted to. So like, yeah, different words. Pero como que like see, I'm trying to think of like another way to saying it in Spanish. Trabajo, recursos, recursos humanos es lo que yo hago, a lo que me dedico. Y Señorita Mendez, were you able to, if you were planning on it, were you able to download the Spanish conversation blueprint? Para que sepa si funciona. Sí, human resource. Y dame un minuto para tomar un poco de agua. Y yawn. Ah, ok, está bien. No hay problema. At middle night now. Oh, medianoche. No tengo ni idea qué es esto. I have no idea what that is. Sí, no sé qué es esto. And Ms. Mendez, how has studying been for you? Claro, middle night. Sí, todo es al revés. Child lazy. What's the part? Hola, buenas. Taylor, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo está usted? Y dígame para todos los que están entrando, que están uniendo, let me know where you are from, de dónde es usted, and how long have you been studying Spanish for? ¿Cuánto tiempo has estudiado español? So earlier I was studying Spanish, a little bit of French too, but I already studied. I studied for about 30 minutes. I read a little bit of my book, and oh, where is it at? So I wasn't really studying like a specific topic. I was just studying different types of things. So yeah, it wasn't like a specific topic I was studying. But I was reading this book here. I just bought this last week. La última semana, yo compré este libro. So I was reading that for a little bit. And then for the rest of the time, I was just studying French and Spanish. I'm studying both of those right now. So I was just writing down some sentences in Spanish and then writing down some sentences in French, like the same ones. And that was about it. So that was 30 minutes. And then since then, we just been practicando, compartiendo. Jalisco City. Nunca he ido a la ciudad de Jalisco. Yo he ido a el estado de Jalisco, pero nunca sabía que hay una ciudad que se llama Jalisco. And Taylor, how long have you... Oh, ahí está. Vivo en Alabama y aprendiendo español por 3 meses más o menos, ¿verdad? Wow, you've been studying for 3 months and you... Okay, excelente. Qué excelente. Me alegro por ti, porque es un idioma súper lindo. Y buenas noches, Miss Méndez, señorita Méndez. Muchas gracias por venir. Que tengas una buena noche. Y hay muchos hispanohablantes que viven en Alabama. Taylor, are there a lot of Spanish speakers in Alabama? I have no idea. No tengo ni idea. Porque nunca he ido a Alabama tampoco. Wow, really? That's actually really surprising. Well, probably because I've never been there before. But apart from that, yeah. Yeah, I would have never guessed that there's a lot of Spanish speakers there. ¿De cuál países? ¿De cuál países? From what countries? Tres meses con este idioma. Y, ¿qué iba a decir? Sobre... Yo conocí una colombiana. Sí, yo conocí unos... I met a lot of different people in Texas. Buenas noches, Jarai. Muchas gracias por unirte. Thank you for joining este directo. Ha sido un placer conocerte. Y nos vemos otra vez en el futuro. Ojalá. Claro que sí. Nos vemos. Adiós. And for all those who have been joining, déjame saber. Let me know in the comments here. ¿De dónde es usted? Where are you from? What country are you from? Also, how long have you been studying Spanish for? How long have you been learning Spanish for? ¿Por cuánto tiempo has estudiado español? Déjame saber en los comentarios aquí. Let me know. Me encantaría saber. Por mi caso, 6 años en la escuela, about 6 years in formal Spanish classes, but not really consistently. And of course, it wasn't like all full years, like the full year, and about 3 years on my own. And again, not really fully consistent. I would say 2 full years of studying Spanish, but basically every single day consistently on my own after después de la universidad after college. First year after college was pretty rough. I did not do that much studying. Entonces, desde 2021, yeah, all 2021 and all 22, all 2021 and all 22, and part of 2020, I was very serious about learning Spanish and studying all the time. But then it has took about this long, the past 3 years of a lot of dedication to really get to where I got to today, as far as speaking. Hola, Maca. Muchas gracias por venir. Thank you for coming. Estoy excelente. Taylor, ¿qué haces? ¿Por qué quieres aprender español? Why do I want to learn Spanish? Well, I have a lot of reasons. I mean, now it's really just so I'm able to communicate with other people. I love having I mean, like right now, my motivation is different from what it was beforehand. But like now, I love learning Spanish because como número uno, and like number one, I just love education in general. I love learning about new cultures, new countries. So I love educating myself, and I love being able to communicate in a language that's not my native one. So I love being able to communicate with other Spanish speakers. That's like probably like the best part of my day is being able to speak Spanish with friends, being able to speak Spanish with with other people I've never met before. Like just before this live stream, I got some Mexican food, and it was great that I was able to speak Spanish with the with one of the workers who was preparing the food and everything. So I love being able to have that type of interaction, speak Spanish, and not have to use my native language at all if I don't need to. So I think it's a very good skill to have in life, not being monolingual. So that's probably one of the two biggest reasons why I continue to learn Spanish. Y tú me dices también. Let me know as well. Y además, for all those who don't know yet, You can also have a receive a free PDF. I have a blueprint for conversations in Spanish PDF that you can receive by going into the description of this live stream and clicking on the link to receive that. So just like subscribing to an email list, just putting in your name and then also an email in, and then you'll be able to receive that PDF for in your email. So I made this little Spanish conversation PDF because I love having conversations in Spanish, and I've learned a lot from having conversations in Spanish with native Spanish speakers. So I kind of just have 5 tips that I think that are very important for having good conversations in Spanish, starting them, and then also continuing them. So you can download that. So I think that'd be very resourceful for all of you who are trying to improve their speaking abilities and communication skills in general with the Spanish language. Sí, es very awesome. Acá llevo 9 meses estudiando español y para poder trabajar en Sudamérica tengo un desarrollador. ¿Qué exactamente es un desarrollador? ¿De qué? Para trabajar en Sudamérica. Sí, me encantaría también trabajar en Sudamérica o en cualquier país de habla hispana, ¿verdad? Taylor says, I want to learn to remove the language barrier also in the work I do. I could help more people in the special needs community. Excelente. Qué buena respuesta. Me gusta eso. Definitivamente. Perdóname. And yes, it definitely does expand the amount of people that you can help. That's for sure. Because there's a lot of there's plenty of Spanish speakers in the world. So yeah, I love it. It is an amazing experience, and it's very humbling experience too because it's been difficult. Humbling, but also very fun. And there's nothing like meeting new people. Es otra cosa que me di cuenta también durante ese camino de aprender español. I never realized how fun and how important making connections with new people is or was, and having making great memories as well. Más o menos programador. Okay, entiendo. Entiendo. Tiene sentido. Do you know what sabes cuál país específicamente en que te gustaría vivir? For me, that'd be super hard. That's like the one thing that I think that'd be really hard. If I ever wanted to move to a Spanish speaking country, it would be extremely difficult for me to choose because I feel like I would want to live basically in almost all of them, even though I haven't visited every single one, not at all. But they all just really attract me. Comador. I would definitely live in DR. That's one place I think, or I don't think, I definitely would live in DR, in the Dominican Republic. That's one place that really me llama la atención muchísimo. La República Dominicana, definitivamente México también. Yo viviría en México también. But apart from those places, I don't know because I haven't lived. Not lived. I haven't visited any other Spanish speaking countries. But I would definitely say I would move there though, just kind of based off my short stays there and my experiences meeting people from those countries and talking to them and pictures, of course, and things like that. YouTube videos, all that good stuff. Y también, yeah, apart from the PDF that you can download and subscribing to the my email list, there's also plenty of other resources too in the description box of this live stream. So make sure you check out those resources that are available to you in the description box when you have the time. Maga nunca me di cuenta de la cantidad de palabras usa en el código que son más difíciles de entender en comparación con una conversación casual. ¿Qué es el código? Una conversación casual. Oh, código. Oh, ok. Creo que yo entiendo lo que estás diciendo. En comparación. Ok, en comparación. Eso es. Las conversaciones casuales es donde te puede poner a prueba tus habilidades. Y ver cómo es la vida real. Because having conversations are quite they can be quite challenging sometimes, but they're always fun fun experience for the most part. Most of mine have been all fun, but each one is definitely different. The ones that I've had. Hey, Puerto, quick tempo. Me da gusto verte otra vez. Thanks for coming back. After el boxeo, después del boxeo. ¿Y quién ganó? ¿Quién ganó? díganos, ¿quién ganó? Hey, Sean, composer. Composador. Todo bien por acá. Para acá. Maga, sí, el mundo de tech. Tech. Tiene palabras que nunca usamos. It feels like a different language when you start to learn language they're used for programming. Yo lo veo. El Vaquero Navarrete. Ok. Qué chévere. Sí, yo como que yo no tengo mucho conocimiento de ese tipo de palabras técnicas de la programación o de computadores en general. Me falta mucho vocabulario de la computadora. Yo no sé nada. No podría imaginar de la cantidad de palabras. Sí, yo no sé. I can say haz clic, subir, súbelo. ¿Y qué más? Sí, como palabras relacionadas a una computadora. Yo no sé. Muy poco. Configuraciones. Sí, no sé. Botones, el teclado. Yeah, apart from that, it's just like all verbs, I guess. You can draw as well. Okay. Muchas gracias. En ese caso, yeah, make sure that you follow me on Instagram then, if you don't already. Mi Instagram es solamente, claro que sí, Sean, ya tú sabes. Ordenadores, computadora en España, ya sé. Oh yeah. And on Instagram, I'm just Spanish Blueprints. So that's pretty easy to find me on there. Y yo tengo que conectar mi batería porque está muriendo. La carga está disminuyendo. Ahí. Ok. Conectar esto. Pero sí, he escuchado ordenador. I'll throw it in the chat too. Two. Ahí estoy. Estoy seguro que eso es mi nombre. ¿Aprendiste algo interesante últimamente? Siempre, claro que sí. Siempre estoy aprendiendo nuevas cosas. Por ejemplo, justamente hace 3 horas yo fui a un camión para comer. Un camión que se vende comida mexicana. Y yo pedí algo nuevo. Siempre yo pedí comida que no conozco el nombre. Entonces, como fue un nombre desconocido para mí, se llama campechana y la campechana llevo bistec pastor. Entonces, como mitad bistec, mitad pastor, una mezcla, parece un quesadilla. Básicamente es un quesadilla, pero tiene otro nombre. Campechana o capechana. Campechana, bistec, pastor, tortilla de harina y queso. Y wow, estuvo muy rica en verdad. Además, yo probé 2 tipos de tacos como mini tacos. Yo probé tacos de bistec y tacos de trompo. Y el nombre trompo nunca había escuchado antes de comer ahí, pero trompo es básicamente puerco, pero en Texas se llama trompo por una razón, no tengo ni idea de dónde vino esta palabra. Pero eso es lo que yo aprendí recientemente. So I was just saying that today I went to a little food truck, little Mexican food truck, and every time now when I go to a Latino restaurant or whatnot, or a food truck or something like that, I always choose the food item that I don't know at all, that I have no idea what the name of it is, just so I can learn something. Because they don't ask, como que lleva este platillo, what does this have, what does it come with, and things like that. So that's what I like to do. And those 2 words I learned today when I was at that food truck, and it was campechana and then trompo. So I don't know where campechana. I should probably write this down. Campechana, I don't know where that comes from, but it was just like a quesadilla, and then trompo, just like mini tacos, but with carne de puerco y pastor. So puerco. So that was really good. I definitely wanted to eat it all, but I had to save a little bit. So, but yeah. So that's what I learned a little bit recently. What else I learned recently? This week, what else did I learn? I know there was something else I learned. I just can't remember at this time. Oh yeah, on Duolingo you can learn Klingon. That's not really relevant to Spanish, but yeah, I learned that recently. For all those who don't know what Klingon is, you should know. You should definitely know what Klingon is. If you don't know what Klingon is, let me know in the chat, because I would like to know how many people actually do know what Klingon is, and how many people don't know what the Klingon language is, or where does the Klingon language come from? That would be a more interesting question. This is very geeky, by the way, so maybe that will ring some bells. It's very geeky, very very nerdy. I guess like hoy en día no es tan nerdy, no es tan geeky, es normal. Porque como nos acostumbramos a ese tipo de vida y tendencias y todo ese tipo de vaina. Entonces, no es tan raro como antes, pero antes sí fue bastante raro. Yes, quick tempo. Yes. Tú eres correcto. Yes, he is a Klingon type alien thing from Star Trek. That is correct. I'm happy we have some people who know what Star Trek is. It's just his face, man. Weird forehead. That's just his face. Así es como se ve. But yes, es un idioma ficticio. Es un idioma ficticio, pero en el corazón es real. I mean, technically, it's an actual language. I mean, literally, it's on Duolingo, and there's people who actually learn this language, and people who use this in real, not like real life, but like as far as like conversation with other Trekkies. So yeah, very kind of random, I know, but yeah, that's just something I learned recently too. So if you want to learn Klingon, you can do that with Duolingo. Well, they do have a new show out. Oh, ¿verdad? ¿Cómo sabes eso? Trompo is the thing they cook it on. Okay. Hoy no tengo ni idea cómo se prepara ese tipo de carne o lo que se utiliza. No tengo ni idea. Porque tampoco yo no vi nada y no pude ver los utilizarios que utilizaron para preparar esa comida. Pero bueno saber eso, el trompo. Oh, ok. Sean, las cosas que yo sé de Klingon es del Big Bang Theory, entonces no tan mucho. That's funny. Yeah, I would say the old shows are really boring. The old shows are very boring. But I definitely like the newer movies. Las películas nuevas de 2009, like 2009, 2014. I forgot when the last one came out. But yeah, those movies are amazing. Skewer. Okay, that's bueno saber. Yeah, it's very old. It's a very long running series too, because they just came out with another series recently, or I think it's still on. Now it's just picar. ¿Qué iba a? Oh, catra. Okay. No, that's not what it is. Yeah, here it is. Then also, I mean, I already knew this word beforehand, but I got reminded of it because I met another una muchacha de Honduras. Es catracha. En catracha básicamente es como les llaman en Honduras. What's the Andy Griffith theme song? Muy buena serie. Claro que sí. Yo he visto Andy Griffith Show. Unos cuantas veces. Pero catracha. Los hondureños. Yeah, that's also very como muy notable. Muy reconocido también en este país. Bueno, quizás no hoy en día porque es una serie muy, muy vieja, entonces quizás los niños, los jóvenes de ese día, de hoy en día, no conocen esa serie. Mike, no sé qué es eso. I don't know what that is. If that's a show or movie, I'm not sure. ¿Qué tiempo pasado de las palabras guanaco y chapin? Maybe the first word, but the second word, no. I do not know what those are. At least nothing that I can remember. De los años 50, por esa razón. Sí, nadie va a saber esto. Es demasiado vieja. Antigua. De un tiempo pasado. Tus padres, sí. Claro. Yeah, no, I've never heard of that one before. Ah, anciano. Ok. Pero es una serie americana o qué? Oh, las Guanaco, Salvador, Chapin, Guatemala. Ah, no. Yo voy a anotar esas palabras. I will write those down. Because I have not heard those before. I'm trying to think. Is there another word? What was another word that I learned this past week? Well, I can't remember a word. Maybe I'll figure it out a little bit. But one thing was como la bebida, el alcohol que se vendió La mesera en ese camión fue, fue cerrado porque es alcohol. Y la mesera le preguntó al cliente si quiere que abre la bebida. Entonces, como quitar la tapa, no sé, quitar por encima para abrir la bebida. Esa es una frase nueva para mí que acabo de escuchar cuando estaba pidiendo mi comida, mi cena de hoy. Quiere que abre la bebida. So that was kind of interesting. So I'm always like very tacos de todo estamos aquí, paying attention when I go to restaurants and things like that because I always learn something new. And there's so many different ways to ask for food. So many different ways to ask for food or to talk about food, and it's a lot. Americano, pero es un comedia con lugar en específico durante la Segunda Guerra Mundial. Ok. Bueno, en este, I think I heard abre. Quiere que abre. At least that's what I heard. But it's a possibility that I didn't hear right. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más aprendí esta última semana? Well, y'all let me know what's one word or phrase that you learned this that you learned this past week. Let me know. Sí, deberías utilizar el subjuntivo. Pero yo olvidé de lo que, olvidé de, ay Dios, se me olvidó, se me olvidó. No estoy claro en lo que dijo ella, en verdad. Pero déjame saber, what have y'all learned? What have y'all learned? What was something new that y'all have learned? Recientemente. So I don't remember. I know I learned something else. I can't remember. Oh no, see, I think I put it on in the community tab, I think. Agobiar. I have never heard that verb before. Nunca. Agobiar. Explícanos. Explícanos qué significa esta frase o esta palabra. Estoy liado. Sí, eso yo he oído. La he liado pardo. O ya he liado parda. La he liado parda. I don't know why that word's so hard for me to say. Rutilofobio. Rutilofobia. Rutilo. Provocar. Pero en España, ok, ¿en cuál país se utiliza esta palabra? Nunca había escuchado en mi vida. Agobiar. That is definitely a new one. agobiar, asoleado, or odido. Por supuesto. Hola. De grande, Big D. Hola, buenas. ¿Cómo estáis? ¿Cómo estáis? Y para todos los que están entrando, que están uniendo en esta directo, déjame saber, ¿por cuántos años has aprendido español y también de qué país es usted? Let me know for all those who are coming in. Let me know where you're from, what country you're from, and also how long have you been studying Spanish for? España. I'll go billar. I wonder if that's a very is that a very is it a very old word? Is it a very old word? Do they not say that anymore, or do they still say it a lot? ¿Es muy común utilizar esa palabra en España o no? No es súper utilizado ahí. Y también déjame saber dónde encontraste esta palabra agobiar. Savannah, Georgia. Qué excelente. Parece una muy linda ciudad, en verdad. Sí, parece una linda ciudad. Aprendiste cuando estaba viendo la serie años 2000. 2000. I was I learned it when I was watching 2000. 2000 years. What show was that? Quick Tempo, creo que llevo 2 años ahora. 2 years. Oh wow. Only 2 years. Wow. Wait, what is that? What show is that? 2 years? You said 2000 years? I'm thinking what's the other one? I'm thinking of one show. I'm thinking of that survival one when they're in space and then they go down and then they get sent to Earth. I don't know how I'm forgetting this one. I just finished it like 2 years ago. Make a difference. Hola, yo empecé estudiando español en grado 7. Ahora estoy en mi primer año de la universidad. Soy de California, pero estoy estudiando en Washington. Qué excelente. Muchas gracias por compartir esto conmigo o con nosotros. Déjame escribir otra vez. Ok. Dale, hazlo, por favor. La serie, the series. Oh, let me say that in English. Make a difference is I started studying Spanish in grade 7. Right now, I am in first year of university. I'm from California, but I'm studying in Washington. El estado de Washington. Qué chévere, qué buena oportunidad. The series was Here There Is No Life. Never heard of it. C Lab 2021. I don't even know what that one is. I don't know what that one is either. C Lab 2021. Never heard of it. Déjame encontrar esta palabra. Is it? Oh, no. Finalmente. Okay, yo encontré la serie a lo que referí. So the show I was referring to was The 100. Wow, that came out in 2014. Oh my goodness. Wow. Hace tanto tiempo, pero no se siente así. Wow, it doesn't feel that long at all. Wow. So yeah, I watched como yo vi cada temporada de esta de esa serie, The 100. That was a pretty good show. Pero no puedo comprender que la última temporada fue en 2020. Se acabó esa serie en 2020 y no... Wow. Qué increíble. Y empezó en 2014. Somos vecinos. Las series de los años 2000, 2006 o algo así. Déjame... let me check it out. Okay, I never heard that one before. Aquí, no hay. Aquí. His name is Bob Marley. That's interesting. Australia. Qué interesante. (2003 to 2006). Okay. El año escolar. Qué excelente. Espérate. Quick tempo. ¿Eres militar? JBLM. La cosa chistosa es que yo he estado una vez en el base JBLM. I've been there one time. 2 times? No, 1 time. Good old Lewis McCord. Good times. Oh yeah, let me find this other show. ¿Dónde hay? Aquí no hay quien que viva. That sounds very dramatic. No hay quien. Oh, there it is. Novela. No hay alguien que yo conozco. España. That makes sense. I would have no idea where it's from. Ahora no estaba en el ejército en el pasado. Ahora el gobierno me contrata como entrenador. Ah, qué excelente. Yo he oído buenas cosas de tener ese tipo de puesto con el militar trabajando para el gobierno y tú estás contratado. Entonces, qué excelente para ti. Me alegro mucho. I've heard that's where the big bucks are. Y para todos los que no sepan, for all those who don't know, has some resources in the description box of this live stream. So you can head there and check out those resources. Have some few different things, a few books, recommended Spanish books, and like a verb book, dictionary. Let's see, déjame ver qué más. Yo tengo un montón de enlaces en verdad ahí abajo. I have a lot of different links. So affiliate links there. Then also yo tengo, I just first time am sharing my conversation, my Spanish conversation blueprint. So that is a free PDF that I created for y'all, and y'all can download that. I say y'all way too much, and y'all can download that. So that's basically just like subscribing to an email list. So you just put your name in, and you put in your email, and then you'll receive this Spanish conversation blueprint that I put together. So I'm very happy about it because it's something that I put together basically just based off my experience having conversations in Spanish. I think it's like really helpful. Oh, sí, yo también. Muchas gracias por tu servicio. Déjame encontrar el nombre específico. It should just say Spanish Conversation Blueprint in the description, and that's where you can click and subscribe to the email list so you can get that blueprint for you. But I'll just say what the 5 tips are in it. So the first tip that I have in this blueprint is start with hola. The second one is ask questions. The third one is active listening. Fourth one is use what you know. And the fifth one is self-reflection. So you can get that PDF with the link in the description. The Spanish Conversations Blueprint. A mi cámara está moviendo demasiado. No te muevas, por favor. Ay, Dios, mis vecinos. Y también si quieres donar dinero, dar dinero. Si quieres donar dinero, also if you would like to donate money, you can also do that as well with the link in the description box of this live stream and my other videos as well. Porque eso me ayuda muchísimo. That helps out my channel a lot. That helps me be able to continue to create content for y'all as well. Vendado es amor, no es ciego. Yes, I've heard that before. Pero ¿qué es una zarzuela? La zarzuela, vendado es amor, no es ciego. Sí, yo he oído eso. También yo he oído de que el amor no es un verbo, el amor es un... No, el amor no es un sustantivo, el amor es un verbo. Sí, yo escucho la música. Seguro que está dentro de muchas canciones, pero yo no sé cuál. O eso es una canción. Is that a song right there? Vendido es amor. I don't know. Sí, escucho la música, pero no sé a qué te refieres con esto. Oh, yeah, let me just, I don't know why I haven't done that yet. I'll put the link in the chat. If I can find it. Here it is. Ahí estamos. Oh. Olvidé la H. Ok. Okay, here it is. And I think it should produce a hyperlink. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, so that is a lo que me referí antes. So that's the link right there for so you can get the Spanish Conversation Blueprint. So you can subscribe to the email list and receive that in your email. Sí, una zarzuela es un ópera. Oh, ¿la has escuchado específicamente? Vendado es amor no es ciego. Sí, claro que sí. He oído de esa frase varias veces en la vida. Oh, vendando. Vendado, not vendido. Vendado. I think we talked about it last time. Oh, we talked about the verb last time. Vendado is like to be blindfolded, right? So you just gotta take off your blindfold and then you won't be blind anymore. Y podrías ver el amor puro. El amor puro. No, I looked it up. No, nunca había escuchado. I couldn't find it either, but you said it's an opera. So, si fuera una ópera, yo tengo muchas dudas que nunca había escuchado. Déjame ver. I think I didn't spell it correctly. Es nos de amor. Yeah, no. También si viene de. Si viene de España, la probabilidad es menos, mucho menos que yo había escuchado, porque yo no conozco, no conozco muchos artistas de ahí, muchos artistas ni de la música de España. Desafortunadamente. Ojalá en el futuro, pero ahora mismo no. Me falta el conocimiento. En serio. Ok, qué excelente. And when do y'all study the most? Y'all study more during the week, during the work week, or do y'all study more during the weekend? Déjame saber eso. For me, I feel like I study more during the week and not that much on the weekend. I feel like I run around more during the weekend than the week. No estudias. Sean Composer, estudio más cuando me da la gana. I like that schedule. Cuando me da la gana. Qué sencillo. No estudias. Quick tip, but you don't study at all. I feel like I'm more like that with Spanish. I do whatever, really whatever I want, whatever type of consumption, movie. Well, I don't do too much movies these days, but music, listen to a lot of music and watch a lot of YouTube videos. But mostly speaking. That's mostly what I do now is have conversations with people. So it's not like real study, I guess, or formal study. It's more just interactions nowadays and reading. Viejitos. And well, yeah. Como me caí. Me caí y yo descargué TikTok. The only reason why I got TikTok was for my YouTube channel. That's the only reason why I got it. Otherwise, I would have never gotten TikTok. But yes, I do have a TikTok, and I would say TikTok is quite good for learning some Spanish because there's a lot of there's a lot of good native content on TikTok, surprisingly. But you'll definitely waste hours on there if you're not careful. Sean, pero en realidad miro en mi lista de palabras que necesito aprender para mis clases. Y cuando ver las películas, presto atención y ver si reconozco algo. Okay, so in reality, I look at list of words that I need for class, and when I watch movies, I pay attention. Y ahora sí, and see if I recognize any words. Okay. Rainmaker 26. When do you think a person can consider themselves fluent in Spanish? That's a great question. And do I have an answer to that? Really, it kind of depends on, I would say, kind of depends on your definition of what fluency is. Because for me, my definition of fluency has changed a lot over the past 3 years. But I haven't really put it in perspective of other people. Like I've mostly been analyzing myself and measuring my own fluency. So I've never really put thought into really someone else's fluency, if that makes sense. But I guess like for me, the biggest thing when I cuando estoy pensando en mí mismo, when I think about myself when it comes to fluency is being able to communicate, but not only being able to communicate, being able to communicate is not how I sounded about 3 years ago. Like really being able to, say, be able to connect sentences is like a really big one because I know a lot of times like people, like a Spanish learner, they can have a lot of words that they've learned, but they don't know how to piece them together at all. They don't really know how to actually have a conversation in Spanish. So I think like that's very important. Like the communication piece is probably like the most important. Being able to communicate, what you're thinking, communicate clearly. But again, that's very subjective. What exactly is clearly? You kind of have to make up your own definition for that. Then people have all different types of perspective on how many words you should know, how many different topics and all that stuff. So it's a very complex question that doesn't really have like an answer. Like I can't answer that for you. Like I just have like my own definition, like kind of for myself, like I said, like based off of my own analysis of my own skills. Entonces, me complica explicar because it's a very dense topic. Yeah, it's kind of hard. And it's kind of like hard to explain too, like if I haven't like heard someone speak either. I think that's another hard aspect of it. But for me, one thing I will say is I definitely don't think you need like the most amount of words. Just like thousands of thousands, whatever people say, like you need like 10,000 words. I don't believe in that whatsoever. For me, when it comes to fluency, I know that there's certain words that you need for sure. Like you need to be able to connect words together. So you need those types of words that connect words together that we use all the time. Like I'm using right now while I'm speaking English, like these types of words. And then like prepositions and things like that. Yeah, that's kind of what I would say about that. Yeah, just because you know a lot of words doesn't mean you know how to communicate. Just because like you study a lot of words doesn't mean you know how to communicate very well. And the same thing with hours. I never understood the hours things. I don't think you need to study like a specific quantity of hours. I don't know how you would even measure that because everybody's. It's just like, for example, if you say that or someone says that, okay, to be fluent in Spanish, you need to be able to study 10 hours of Spanish, right? You need to study 10 hours of Spanish, but everybody's 10 hours, or not 10 hours, 1,000 hours of Spanish, but everybody's 1,000 hours is going to look extremely different. So I don't know where people got the hours from. I think that's kind of weird. I'm gonna botch your name. I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna try. Quana G. I don't know if that's Spanish. I don't know if that's French. But are there any Spanish accents that are hard for you to understand? Yes, there are many accents. Mostly because I don't really know any of them. Pero el acento cubano, el acento dominicano, el acento guatemalteco, el acento español me cuesta. So yeah, the Spanish accent is really hard for me because I'm just starting to really dive into content from Spain. Didn't know anything about Spain a year ago. I still don't know a lot, but that's one big reason why it's really hard for me to understand them because I never heard them. I never heard them before. I never grew up with any friends from Spain. Didn't know anything about Spain whatsoever. So that accent's pretty hard. Dominican accent's still pretty difficult for me, even though it's getting a little bit better because I've met a lot of Dominicans and I've been to the Dominican Republic. Dos veces, yo he ido ahí. Eso es mi tierra. Mi corazón está ahí. My heart is there in the Dominican Republic. But them is a little bit. It's easier for me, but still, depending on the person, it's still very difficult. Yeah, Dominican accent is very hard. Or the Dominican accents are very hard. The Cubano accent is very difficult for me as well because, again, same thing. I never met anybody from Cuba before until last year. Yeah, never been to Cuba before until last year. Never been anybody from Cuba until last year. Never consumed any content from Cuba until last year either. Yeah, so like the first time I was ever in a conversation with a group of Cubanos last year, I literally had no idea what anybody was saying. I was just sitting there just like stunned because I used to think that their accent was very similar to Dominicans and Cubanos. Como ¿cómo te explico? En una cierta, ¿cómo te explico? In a certain aspect it is, but at the same time, it's the Cubano accent is very distinct from the Dominican accent. It is very distinct from the Puerto Rican accent too. So I don't know what it is, So because I don't know anything about the accent yet, but it's just very different. But I say those. As far as the other countries in South America, kind of the same thing. I haven't really met that many people from other countries like that, so I don't really know if I would understand them or not. So yeah, that's what I would say. So more than likely, probably not. I think it depends. Pero dígame tú, Kwana G, what Spanish accents are hard for you to understand? Quick tip, como apareces in TikTok? It's the same thing, just Spanish blueprints. My videos on TikTok though, they're the same things that I post on my Instagram and like my YouTube shorts. So like that, no, como el mismo contenido.
I've taken a lot of trips in my
Yo subo. Oh, my bad for that. Yo subo en cada aplicación. Let's see. Yeah, it's at Spanish Blueprints for TikTok. Yeah, same thing. Spanish Blueprints for TikTok, Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Also Spanish Blueprints. On Instagram, what I'm doing this year now, I'm getting over my fear of speaking, like in public and things like that, and just speaking in general, and try not to be lazy by speaking como más espontáneamente, ay Dios, espontáneamente. I'm in Instagram, so I'm just like speaking Spanish on my Instagram now. Every single day on my story. So that's what I'm doing to practice speaking more. Because I could get very lazy, but I have to keep it up because it's very difficult for me to maintain my speaking skills. So, Rainmaker, I can read fluently and express myself well, but I struggle understanding some accents, especially when spoken quickly. That's why I ask about fluency. I don't know when I would consider myself fluent. Yeah, that's the thing. You have to separate those two. Communication. So communications, it's a combination of many different things. Just because you don't understand somebody, that doesn't mean like you're not fluent at all, right? Like I was just explaining, I would consider myself a fluent Spanish speaker, pero como a la misma vez todavía yo no entiendo cada hispanohablante en este mundo. Todavía me cuesta porque no soy acostumbrado a escuchar a los hispanohablantes en cada país, ¿me entiende? Entonces tienes que separar esto porque eso no tiene que ver necesariamente con tu fluidez. Podrías hablar y comunicarte claramente en español sin duda y con certeza, pero todavía no vas a entender cada persona, e incluso en tu idioma nativo. Por ejemplo, te voy a poner un ejemplo. A veces quizás has visto en películas de romance, hay un hombre, una mujer que está hablando en el mismo idioma, ¿me entiendes? Y están hablando y están peleando sobre, no sé, una cosa, sobre la comida. No. Cualquier tipo de cosa, están peleando. Y el hombre, dice a la mujer que porque no me estás entendiendo a lo que te digo o algo así. Ella está diciendo, sí, yo escucho todo que me digas, pero no entiendo nada. Entonces, eso pasa muchas veces en las relaciones, ¿me entiendes? Entre dos personas con el mismo idioma. Entonces, that doesn't mean that you can't communicate properly. That just means you're not understanding that person. And we don't understand, you may not understand someone for many different reasons, but that doesn't mean you can't communicate fluently, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. I rant a lot. So if I rant a lot, just like stop me because I won't stop talking. I don't think about it. Just doesn't matter. Just a word. I think, yeah, that's fair. A veces entre los nativos no tienen por acento. Ok, muchas gracias, Tempa. Quick Tempa. Sígueme. Hoy tuve la oportunidad de traducir en el trabajo. Juana, me encanta the Dominican and Puerto Rican accents, but Dios mío. A little hard to understand. Argentina and Venezuela accents are a little challenging as well. What's your Instagram? Juana, are you asking quick tempo or you're asking yo, Josue, me? I'm the Spanish blueprint, so that's really easy to follow. Also, follow me on Twitter too. I like to rant on there as well. I have to find what my Twitter handle is. In Twitter, cuando yo tweets. ¿Cómo me llamo? Me llamo Spanish Blueprints because you can't put that many characters on Twitter for some reason. Quick tema de si alguno de ustedes quiere hacer un podcast en español conmigo, déjame saber. Es una oportunidad más de practicar la conversación, que excelente. Sean Composer, aparte del acento de España, me encanta el acento de argentino. Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot. One accent, one time I went out dancing, porque me encanta para la salsa y la bachata y el merengue. I went out dancing one time, and I met a woman from Nicaragua, and I literally this was last year. I had no idea what she said, not one word at all. It was really embarrassing too, and she was the first person I've ever met from Nicaragua. So yeah, that was another incident where I was like, I was very humbled. Esta madruga. Oh, coño. So she had a very distinct accent as well. Yeah, it was tough. I couldn't understand what a word she said. It was really bad. Yeah, so Rainmaker, I just want to be clear that yeah, let's see, especially when spoken fluency. Yeah. Yeah, just be patient with yourself when it comes to comprehending Spanish speakers. Yeah, it's always a constant struggle trying to understand somebody. And I was saying in Spanish, even when you're talking with someone, let's say your friend or a family member or if you're in a relationship in your native language, you still have moments where you don't understand the other person. You understand exactly what they're saying. They're speaking English to you if that's your native language, right? But you still don't understand what they're saying. So that's I want to get more into these type of topics with it for my videos. Talking more about the actual communication aspect of language learning, because there's a lot behind it. Por ejemplo, como al principio solamente estás enfocando en la gramática, cómo pronunciar esta palabra y cómo las detalles pequeñas de este idioma. Like at first, you're kind of just going through the motion, trying to, learn, the grammar, pronunciation, and things like that at first. But like when you start to have conversations and, having or starting to meet people who are Spanish speakers, have a conversation with them, it's a completely different experience, if that makes sense. So yeah, I've had to learn how to communicate, in Spanish, and it's been a very long journey trying to figure out how to communicate in my second language, because I'm just a baby. I've only been speaking Spanish for like I've only been speaking Spanish for 3 years, so it's not a long time at all. Aparte del acento de España, me encanta el acento de argentino. Rainmaker, I'm trying to improve comprehension with music and movies in Spanish. It's a slow process. It is. And you know, like I'm saying, like you know, even when it's con la comprensión auditiva. I always say this word incorrectly. Auditiva. Auditiva. I always thought I was going to get to a point, like say, like, you know, 2 years back, 3 years back, 4 years back. I always thought I was going to get to a point where it's like I understood 100% of what a Spanish speaker says, and that has never ever happened. My comprehension has increased incredibly, has increased a lot. But that doesn't mean like I can understand 100% of what a Spanish speaker is saying all the time. Like that issue doesn't happen. Even like people I've known, I talk to all the time. Because again, like communication is like, you know, a very complex thing. You can understand, let's say you can understand every single word that that person said, but that doesn't mean that you understand exactly like what they're saying to you. So something as simple as that. But I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole because it's just like, yeah, it's just kind of it's very complex. La complejidad de lenguaje, de lenguaje. Or one of my favorite in Spanish is like, dijiste que tú no me quieres. No, no, no. Dijiste que no te que no me ames. Claro que no. No te amo, pero te quiero. Es otra cosa. It's like that. I don't love you, but I want you. And like, porque en español hay etapas, hay niveles de querer y de afecto y de afección y todo eso. Entonces no es lo mismo. Chocolate rhythm. I heard you say something like that, but woman. Basically, that's all I said. Language people a little more. I've been watching movies, TV in Spanish using subtitles. I'm trying. Excelente. Me encanta. Me encanta tu estrategia. And yeah, I love learning music. Learning Spanish with music is like really helpful for me. I love learning with music. Quana, Nicoflow, Nicoflow 500. Yeah, I've seen his YouTube videos before. I'm pretty sure he's from Nicaragua. Yeah, I have. I thought, yeah, okay, yeah, no, I definitely have watched his videos before. It took a while to understand him, but after watching a lot of his videos, it gets easier. Kind of sounds like Spanish with a Jamaican accent to me. I say the same thing. It sounds like it was Jamaican. That's why I was really confused, like where he's from. Pero así es como suenan en el Caribe, en la Caribe. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, he talks about like the history of Nicaragua, but I forgot. I know he talks about like his accent and things like that. Oh, he's your friend, Quick Tempo. Oh, it's dope. Chocolate rhythm. I wasn't looking at my screen, but I was just hearing you speaking. I wouldn't know how to respond. No, está bien. No hay problema con eso. No estaba mirando, fijando en la pantalla, pero te escuché y yo entendí un poquito, pero no, pero no hubieras sabido cómo responder. Isaac, Suka, muchas gracias por unirte aquí. That's a great question. Any tips on retaining the language I've been learning for a bit? And it feels like I keep forgetting. Ay, Dios mío. And it feels like I keep forgetting the words of or how to use them a little bit after learning them. That's me, cada día. That is literally me, basically every single day. That's what's going to happen if you're not using the words. So basically, it really depends on what you want to do. You can, you can have a notebook. You can revise a lot of the words and phrases that you have been learning. Over the course that you have been over the time that you've been learning Spanish for. You said 7 months. So I mean that's kind of what I was saying. You just have to use them a lot. Like for me, since I've been learning Spanish on my own for the past like 3 years or so, about 3.5 years. There's a lot of words that I studied a lot. I studied the heck out of 3 years ago, but now I'm forgetting them. So now, if I want to actually remember them and remember how to use them in context, then I kind of just have to review that have to review that vocabulary. So I mean, as far as it's kind of hard to retain every single word, if you're not using them. But it really depends on it depends on the word. Basically, it really depends. Everybody's brain is different, depending on en cuanto a las palabras que vas a olvidar o no vas a olvidar, like how do you know, right? But yeah, you just kind of have to review a lot of vocabulary. Like for me, there like right now I'm trying to remember a lot of kind of the same that you're doing, trying to remember a lot of the words that I used to study a lot. So I just kind of have to review my vocabulary that I've written down over the years and review them a lot, but then also use them. If you're forgetting what the context is, then what I always do is if I see the word in a sentence or something like that, or if I hear it in a sentence, then I'm going to write down what that sentence was, and then I'm going to review that sentence, and then that's going to help me understand what the context is. But again, as far as forgetting it, you just have to really, keep using those words that you don't want to forget, basically. But it can be a challenge. Sean, ¿por qué dura ese directo tanto? Normalmente terminarías hace 45 minutos. O that's because esta es la razón por la cual yo tengo tiempo. Y solo esto. Y yo no tengo mucho sueño. That's the main reason. All depends on the day. Some days I have more time than others to have these live streams. So this is one of those days where I have more time to talk. So can have the opportunity to have a longer one. Afortunadamente. And I guess to add to add on to that, there's I mean, kind of already mentioned it. There's like different levels that you can. I don't know how to explain this properly. There's different. Okay, there we go. Different levels of retention. Like for example, maybe you could understand a word that what how to use a word in context, but you don't know how to pronounce it, or maybe you know how to pronounce a word and you have no idea what the definition of it is, or you have no idea how to use it in context. So that's something that's kind of important to know when it comes to uh to retention as well, to like language retention. Like there's different levels of of how you remember a word. Maybe you only remember half of the word. So instead of like sabiduría, you don't remember that whole word. Maybe you just remember sabe and that's it. You don't remember duria. So that's something to keep in mind as well. What exactly are you forgetting? Are you forgetting the pronunciation of the word? Are you forgetting the context of the word? Are you forgetting the definition of the word? Like what exactly is it? So that's kind of something important to keep in mind as well. Because for me, I know how to pronounce a lot of words. I know how to spell them. I know what the definition of the words are, but I don't know how to use them in context. So that's kind of the difficult part for me. Yes, that's me with like a lot of Dominican phrases that I hear a lot from my friends and things like that. It's like, oh, I understand what they're saying. I know I can like write down exactly what they just said, like word for word. I know exactly what they said, but I have no idea what it means. I could not explain it to anybody. That happens a lot to me. So there's levels to it. Hay niveles, hay niveles. Por esa razón, el lenguaje es bastante complejo. Y también déjame saber, yo quiero saber una cosita de ustedes. ¿Cómo encontraste mi canal de YouTube? How did y'all find my YouTube channel? I would love to know that as well. ¿Cómo encontraste mi canal de YouTube? Un amigo, una amiga, or you were just on YouTube Shorts and then like I popped up on there, or you like searching for something on YouTube and then you found my channel, or dígame, how did you find my channel? Isaac, what mostly happens? I'm sorry, my water bottle's in the way. Dame un minuto para tomar. Okay. What mostly happens to me, like I can text my friends in Spanish, okay, podría mandar mensajes con mis amigos en español, sin problema. But when they start speaking to me, my grammar on stuff, I would say, I just forgot. It's odd. Are you saying you don't understand what they're saying? Are you talking about when you start speaking, you forget the grammar? Chocolate Rhythm, do you think it's helpful to have friends who speak Spanish to aid in increasing fluency? Absolutamente. Así es exactamente lo que me ayudó a llegar a ese nivel que yo tengo ahora mismo, hablando con hispanohablantes con frecuencia y también sobre varios temas. So, yeah, Chocolate Rhythm, absolutely. I do think it's very helpful to have friends who speak Spanish to aid in increasing fluency. That's really like the only way that you can really do it. Obviously, besides speaking to yourself. That's what that's what I'm doing a lot. Speaking to myself a lot and thinking in Spanish. But then what really helped me is having that conversation, because like I was saying before here, I can't speak. No puedo hablar ni en español ni en inglés. What I was saying earlier in the live stream was, when it comes to communication, it's a skill that you have to develop. It's not something that you just have, just because you study Spanish or whatnot. Like, you have to actually practice communicating, because it's not like your first language. It's not the same thing. If you're learning as an adult, is it's different. As a child, or as a baby, you probably learn from parents, family members, or whatnot. You're listening to them all the time, and then you started speaking, and just being around that all the time. But now it's different because you're not a baby anymore. Now it's maybe not surrounded by Spanish all the time, so that you have to actually develop that skill on your own, and you can only do that by having a lot of communication with Spanish speakers, and of course speaking with yourself too. But yeah, no, I would say that's like one of the most helpful ways, because you get to listen to more accents, you get to listen to more accents, and then also be able to ask a lot of questions. So that's what I've done a lot. Every time I'm talking to a Spanish speaker, I'm always asking them questions. What does that mean? What does that mean? And then also, listening has helped me a lot to use what they say and include that into my vocabulary. I do that all the time. So if I hear one of my friends say a specific phrase or specific word, then I start to use that. So just like a baby, copycatting, So, I hear something that they say, then I start saying it after them, or, I would repeat it and things like that. So absolutely, just having that constant communication is what has helped me the most. I would say. On the other things that I've done, but having that communication is key. You have to practice. You have to be able to speak. You have to speak to people, or else you just don't really develop that. You don't develop that skill like out of the blue. Like you don't just wake up speaking Spanish like that. You have to develop it. So absolutely. ¿Cuál tenía menos de yo sé que estaba aquí cuando tenías menos de 1,000 suscriptores. Okay. Sean, when I had less than 1,000 subscribers. That wasn't that long ago. That was about December. That's when I got 1,000 subs, was in December. Quick tip, one of the subscribers Mike Ben subscribers sent your name and said I should get you on the podcast. I did with him, so I looked you up. Okay. Quana, you showed up on YouTube homepage one day. I think it was How I Became Fluent video. Okay. Yeah, that video has been doing very well. Isaac, yeah, when they start speaking, it's hard for me to respond. It's easy to read out. Oh, yeah, that just takes practice again. Same thing. That takes practice. Algorithm. I'll come back to that. I found your channel probably because of the YouTube algorithm in the past. I searched for Spanish language channels. Oh, sweet. De nada. Con gusto. Es mi placer ayudarles. So Isaac, yeah, that is something you're just going to have to push. You're going to have to push through, basically. And there's I mean, more than I do why it takes you time to respond. You're gonna know more than I do. Just depending on how you're processing the information. It can be taking you a long time to understand. For your brain to comprehend. What they're saying. Or it could be the fact that you have some fear, or you're taking a long time to figure out grammar and then say it. So there's many different reasons why it's taking you time, or a hard time for you to respond. But yeah, the biggest tip I can give you for that is just you either push through that. Basically, for me, I've had to do that a lot. So I would have to, for me to respond faster, I've had to just say what's on my mind, like what the first few things that come to my mind, and just say it. And no matter if I mess up saying it, just say it. Because that's something that would happen to me a lot as well. I would stutter a lot, so then I wouldn't get out what I wanted to say. I would stutter, then I would go back and try to start again, go back again, try to start again. And that would, the response time was just super, super slow. Or of course, because, I'm a very timid person, fear definitely makes you respond very slow. So you have to kind of, if you have a lot of fear, then you just have to push yourself through that. That happens kind of over time with a lot of practice as well. You just gotta have to push yourself, to speak, even though that you feel scared. You're gonna put yourself and speak anyway. But yeah, it's definitely something that it's not really like an issue. It's not an issue or anything like that. It's something that you can definitely reduce. You can definitely reduce the time that you're responding. Definitely possible. Many different ways to do it. All depends on what are the reasons basically, and then tackling those reasons, and then boom, you got it. Básicamente. And when I say things like that, I'm not giving like a specific time frame. I kind of like talk about like what the process is, because I don't know like how long it would take basically. But yeah. These live videos, I try to do them at least once a week. Once a week. Una vez a la semana. Normalmente yo los hago el viernes en la noche como hoy, como hoy, o esta noche, esta mañana, los sábados o los domingos. So usually on the weekend is when I do these live streams. But I'm trying to do them at least once a week with the time that I have. Y hablando, you know what? I don't know how to say tiempo de. Oh, okay. Hablando de tiempo de responder. As you can see, the link that I have, or it's not even a link. It's just the website there, the URL. The URL that I have right now on the video on the live stream here. That is the link to my Spanish conversation blueprint that I have created. So that's just a little PDF that I put together for y'all. I thought it was like really important because I love talking about communication in my second language, Spanish. So I wanted to give some tips for y'all that I think that'd be very helpful just from my experience having conversations. And yeah, if you go to that URL, the link is actually in the description under, should be Spanish conversation blueprint. You can subscribe to the email list and just put your name in your email. Then you'll receive this little free PDF. But basically what I have in this Spanish conversation blueprint, I have 5 different tips for how you can have, better conversation in Spanish. The first one is start with hola, because if you don't start the conversation, or if you don't go up to a Spanish speaker, then the conversation is not going to happen. The second one is asking questions. The third one is active listening. The fourth tip is use what you know. And the fifth tip is self-reflection. So actually going back to your point, because it's like a lot to talk about. But it goes back, to Isaac, like to your question about like, your response time and things like that, or to like what you were just talking about. Your response time is like use what you know. That was like one big reason why it took me a long time to respond to Spanish speakers, because I was never trying to use what I know. I was always trying to like say the most complicated vocabulary that I learned, and trying to use the most complex grammar that I could muster up. So that was one big reason why I made why I made like speaking so complicated. I think sometimes we make as Spanish learners, we can make conversations be more hard and be more technical than they really need to be. So yeah, that's a good tip. Thanks, man. Absolutamente. I think it was just about saying what on my mind. I think I was just trying to say stuff, perfect words on grammar, but yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you can definitely focus on pronunciation. I mean, I think like that's a good focus to have, because you do want to have good pronunciation. But yeah, that's why the grammar thing is, that's a different grammar is like, it makes things a lot more complicated than it needs to be. because obviously, grammar is very complex, and there's a lot of things that you have to really process in your mind just before you can even say something. So that's why, yeah, that's one big reason why I made this blueprint, because it's uh it's a lot. It's not as simple as I thought beforehand. I thought I was like, oh, all I have to do is learn all these words, learn how to pronounce them, and that's it. I'll be a fluent Spanish speaker, and that's not the case. There's a lot more going on when it comes to having conversations. There's so many different things that your mind is doing, when you're speaking. But most of the time, we don't really notice. But me learning Spanish and me focusing a lot on the way that I speak, on the way that I communicate, has made me realize how much is going on, when I'm speaking. Like there's so many different things that we're focusing on, like in your native tongue, without even realizing it. Yeah, it really is. And that's why, I haven't opened up my grammar book in, I mean, like over like really a year. Like the way I learn grammar now is more of it's just strictly context. So how do I explain it? Like I don't study rules basically ever anymore. I mean, mostly because I already had like the basic grammar knowledge and everything from school and all that, right? The basic grammar. But now it's mostly all about just not studying rules. It's all about just repeating what I hear, basically, and repeating what I see. So instead of just thinking about grammar and not like translating and things like that, I'm gonna read this book, and right now it says los cuatro que componían la delegación entraron en fila. So in this case, I don't even think about trying to think about like grammar or like, oh, what rule is this? What conjugation is that? It's just like, okay, I'm just going to take that and use it. That's basically kind of like what what I do for grammar. So it's really just understanding, sentence order and things like that. But it's just I'm still focusing on grammar technically, but it's just not it's not as technical as it would be like in school, as you would be focusing on it in school. It's like a very simplified version of it. I just copycat basically, just copycat all the time. I take what I hear and then I use it. I take what I read and then I use it. ¿Cómo te ocurre el nombre Spanish Blueprints? Yeah. Yeah, it's a good name. I love the name. People like it usually. Suena perfecto para este tipo de canal. Yeah, the name it's inspired by a podcast I used to listen to actually. Perdóname. Mi voz está saliendo. I've been talking for a while. So yeah, with the name Spanish Blueprints, really just came from I got inspired by another business, like a business, a podcast, and everything like that. That had a similar name, basically. Like it had blueprints in the name. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I kind of just used that, and yeah, made Spanish Blueprints. So no really big story there. Chuck Rhythm. I learned that different Spanish-speaking countries use different words, and have accents. Absolutamente. Yeah, that's why Spanish is so fun. Some places enunciate better than Maka. I guess you're still on. Oh, did you leave Maka and you came back? Some places enunciate better than others too. Exactamente como si estuviera en la República Dominicana, mi tierra, se corta mucho la S, se corta la R. Entonces, no vas a escuchar a sí mismo, vas a escuchar a sí mismo, así. Se corta la M o se corta la S, así mismo. Y no es espérate, vas a escuchar a espérate. Entonces, eso es lo que me complico demasiado cuando yo estuviera ahí, porque suena bastante como muy cortada las palabras y las frases, porque así es como uno de los dominicanos hablan así, muy cortadas, se cortan muchas palabras y también como al fin de las palabras son muy arrastradas, así, y también como se habla ahí, los dominicanos hablan muy rápidamente. Like sometimes I say like they, depending on who you're listening to, like they kind of eat their words. Yeah, it's really interesting. If you watch some videos, some Dominican videos, you'll see some of them talk with their mouths like, how do I do this? Como que usted no te ha visto por tanto tiempo, dame la luz, como así. It's really interesting. So instead of like being really wide and open, it's like some of them like really like cinch up their mouth, and yeah, it's like it's a completely different sound. So that's why I say it's almost like eating words, because it's not going to sound like you're going to be hearing every letter. Like for me, when I hear Mexican Spanish, I can hear every single letter very clearly. With other accents, not the same thing. Like they cut letters and stuff like that. Mexican, I love the Mexican accents. I haven't really heard them cut letters that much. So, como eso es la diferencia. O una de las diferencias entre los acentos. El chileno es súper difícil. It's just hard. I completely understand, my friend. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. I don't think I've ever heard a Chilean speak Spanish before. Últimamente ha sido adicto a el TAC. Así fui hace 2 años, hace 3 años en 2020. Siempre estaba utilizando esta aplicación cada día, hablando con desconocidas de varios países de habla hispana. But I liked it a lot. Hello Talk was really fun. And now, at least, like, I think when I first started using, there wasn't like really like live group chats. Now they have live group chats, and those I would say are really very helpful. Was it you, Isaac? Déjame ver. Oh yeah. Yeah, so Isaac, I want to continue con como recientemente tú sabes que lo que eh, lo que me prohíbe o lo que me detenga de responder muy rápidamente es intentando o claro, tratando de poner las preposiciones a y de, palabras así, en el lugar correcto. So recently, I've been struggling to respond fast because I've been trying to figure out, does this preposition go here? Do I need to use they or do I need to use a? So I've actually been kind of confused on grammar like really recently, and it's been causing me a lot of struggle when it comes to speaking, because I've been focusing way too much on it when I should just be speaking. I'm like, should I say they or should I say ah? Should I say they or should I say ah? Then I don't speak because I'm trying to figure out which one I should say. Porque en ese caso, ¿quién dijo eso? Marcus says, últimamente ha sido adicto. And you can say, and you would say adicto a Hello Talk. I'm addicted to Hello Talk. Or if you're saying like you smell good, no. Or like you smell like honey in Spanish, I would say hueles de miel. So that sometimes that always mixes me up because there's a lot of verbs that use de and there's a lot of verbs that use a. Like entrevistar, the verb entrevistar, tú vas a utilizar a, la preposición a. Yo voy a entrevistar a uno de mis amigos. So that has been kind of challenging recently for me. Y no te olvides, if you haven't already, no te olvides de suscríbete a mi canal de YouTube. Suscríbete y make sure that you watch my videos as well. I have this just as a reminder. Make sure that you do this. Subscribe if you haven't done that. Have you done so already? I would greatly appreciate it. Make sure that you like this live stream as well, and share your videos. Share your videos. Comparte los videos míos. Sí, yeah, for that phrasing right there. Huele. I'm trying to remember. There's a song I'm trying to remember. I'm look it up. Hueles a miel. Tu cama huele a ti. Oh, there we go. Tu cama huele a ti. A ti. Yeah, there we go. Yep. Music saves the day. Also, let me know, what is your favorite video so far? Déjame saber eso. ¿Cuál es tu video favorito? I should say what was my favorite video to record. I don't know if I have answered that one. Tu perfume de miel huele. Tu perfume de miel. Tu perfume de miel a ti. Leva tus ojos en pienso en ti. I think I'm the same, but for me, it's entonces and así. Entonces, no, when they're interchangeably, same with K. That word feels random sometimes. K is used a lot, yeah. A lot. Chocolate Rhythm. What Spanish-speaking country is your favorite place to visit? And thank you very much for liking and subscribing. I've only been to two. I've only been to Mexico and the Dominican Republic. México y la República Dominicana. Para mí es difícil para escoger cuál es la mejor para visitar, porque yo he ido a la República Dominicana 2 veces, pero mira, la cosa es, yo tuve más experiencia, yo tuve más habilidades de comunicarme cuando estuviera en la República Dominicana. Pero cuando estuve en México no estaba hablando en español. No tanto. A veces yo hablé con unos mexicanos, pero a veces había varios momentos en que yo cambié a inglés porque no tenía las palabras adecuadas para explicarme, para comunicarme en México. Entonces, como eso fue también mi primer viaje en un país extranjero, en un país de América Latina. Entonces fue como dos experiencias bastante distintas. Entonces, quizá, bueno, en ese sentido, te digo que la República Dominicana fue la mejor lugar para visitar, por la razón por la cual yo estaba practicando con más personas, yo pude viajar más fácilmente y viajar más fácilmente porque yo tenía las habilidades de comunicarme. Entonces, en ese sentido, por la comunicación, la República Dominicana, y también como yo tenía más conocimiento de la cultura latina, entonces yo pude conectarme más con los dominicanos y también como hablar sobre chistes, la música, la cultura de América Latina. Entonces, yo disfruté mi tiempo ahí más porque yo estaba practicando muchísimo ahí. Pero en México, como si yo practiqué a veces con unas personas, pero básicamente fue un regalito a mí mismo. yo me regalé un regalo por graduando de mi universidad. Entonces, como yo fui pura turista en México, ¿me entiendes? So I would say the Dominican Republic is where I love to travel. Especially a country that was my favorite place to visit, and mostly because I would say communication. When I was in Dominican Republic, I was actually able to speak Spanish a lot better. Oh yeah, let's say I was fluent then. I was in 2021. But when I went to Mexico, almost 4 years ago now, I was not really speaking Spanish that much. Like I enjoyed Mexico a lot, but like then I didn't have that much knowledge of Latin culture. I didn't know anything. I really didn't know that much at all. I was like fresh out of college. I kind of just went there just like to celebrate, and that was it. So I kind of used Spanish, but not that much. I was mostly switching to English a lot and kind of just speaking Spanglish. But my Spanish was very terrible then, and I think just and then 2 years later I went to Dominican Republic. So by then I studied a lot more Spanish. I had more connection to Spanish speakers. I had more Spanish speaking friends. I think I just had more love for the language. I had more love for the culture. I just had more knowledge in general. So I think that's why that experience was better. But if I went to Mexico right now, maybe things could be different. But I don't know. The Dominican Republic still has my heart. So de verdad, Maca, Caballo, llegué tarde al juego, pero ahora ya estoy hablando todo el día. Verbs have changed. That has my recent demon. Verbs have changed. Hay dos menús, uno para la gente del país y otro para turistas. Yo no puedo decir eso exactamente, pero lo que te puedo asegurar es que con tus habilidades de comunicarse en español, uno se puede bajar el precio de varios productos en los países de habla hispana. Eso es lo que te puede asegurar. No es necesariamente que literalmente hay dos menús diferentes, uno para los turistas y uno para los nativos o de los ciudadanos de ese lugar, pero es más sobre lo que digas, el precio que te dan, básicamente. Como si tienes más conocimiento sobre la cultura, tú sabes cómo la gente maneja los negocios con las turistas, vas a saber cuánto debería pagar realmente. O vas a saber cuando alguien está dándote un precio más alto, ¿me entiendes? Así, gracias por la ayuda, me voy a la cama. Ok, buenas noches, muchas gracias por unirte y buenas noches, que tengan una buena noche y que tengan un buen día. Que la pases bien. Chocolate Rhythm. I downloaded the Hello Talk app from your I Am Fluent in Spanish video. Oh, sweet. That's good. I just found your channel a few days ago. Gracias again. Hopefully it's safe. Muchas gracias a usted. Excelente. Curtis. Sean. Viva el regateo. Maca. Quedarse, hacerse, ponerse. Convertirse. Volverse. Oh, that one's out of all those. I think volverse is like probably like the hardest one because like the verb volver has a lot of different meanings. I mean, poner does too. I feel like volver is a little bit more, at least for me. Volverse has been more difficult. The other one's a little bit more straightforward. Tú me vuelves loco. Tú me vuelves loco. Básicamente, eso no es un verbo reflexivo, pero it's like a really good song. Tú me vuelves loco. Tú me vuelves loco. That's a really good song. And hacerse. Yeah, like with those verbs, really just you'll see those more in context. Also, yo voy a terminar ese live stream en 6 minutos porque alcanzamos casi 3:30 horas o 3 horas y 30 minutos de este live stream, de este directo. So in about 6 minutes at the 3 hour 30-minute mark, I will end this, or we will end this live stream. Entonces, pregúntame lo que quieras. I'm trying to think right now what has been my favorite video to make. That one's hard to say because como cada vez que yo grabe un video, o cada vez que yo grabe un video, yo tengo mucho temor, estoy lleno de ansiedad y me pone mucha vergüenza cada vez que yo grabo porque no sé, así soy, muy tímido y muy introvertido. Entonces, como la experiencia de grabar un video no es siempre sencillo y no es siempre sencilla y no es siempre perfecto o perfecta. Cada vez yo grabe, every time like I'm recording, I had to stop, say something over again, so on and so forth. Just because I'm like new at it and things like that. So not every single video that I create is like the best experience. It's like, es como yo tengo que durar, yo tengo que terminar ese video, yo quiero terminar ahora mismo, pero ya había grabado por 2 horas y todavía no he terminado ese video. So sometimes it can be kind of difficult. Chacarita, mucho gusto, even though you can't see me. Buenas noches. Buenas noches. Yeah, thank you very much for coming. It's great chatting with you. Thank you very much for the great conversation and for the questions as well. I hope any advice that I gave or the experiences that I shared were helpful for you. Muchas gracias. Y justo a tiempo, porque mi voz se acabó. No está fuerte como antes. Maka, good question. Great question. Do you use ITALKI as well? See, I'm using it less. I have used it a lot in the past. Or not, I won't say in the past. Last year I used it a lot. And actually, yeah, if you go into the description of this live stream too, I have 3 different tutors that I have used that I'd recommend using. And I have videos of my iTalki lessons. Primarily with one of them, but with all three of them that I upload on my YouTube channel. But yeah, iTalki has been really helpful for me as far as como mejorando mi pronunciación a lot. Because, you know, with me, when it comes to, you know, increasing my pronunciation skills, I've done it a lot through, you know, regular conversations, but at the same time, like having a tutor is really helpful for me specifically, because again, I came from formal Spanish classes, and, you know, for the past 3 years, I've been doing a lot of trial and error and learning on my own. And during the process, I have just been butchering words and not knowing that I was saying things incorrectly, because I wasn't around, you know, Spanish speakers for like, you know, a whole year and having conversations with Spanish speakers. So now I'm actually going through the process of really going back to the basics and, you know, correcting a lot of the mistakes, pronunciation mistakes that I've been making. So it's been really helpful for that. And yeah, then for increasing my communication skills, getting more comfortable with, you know, speaking Spanish. So yeah, iTalki is definitely recommended. And if you've never used iTalki before, I have a link in the description box as well. It's like for your first few lessons, you'll get a discount. For the first $20 that you spend, I think you'll receive 10, I want to say, or something like that. It's in the description. I would have to look it up. I can't remember it at the moment. But yeah, it's only if you have never used it, I'm pretty sure. Like if you've used like your first 3 trial lessons, then you wouldn't get it. But yeah, I like using iTalki a lot. Si te da la gana, me gustaría ver videos donde nos enseñas algo que te interesa, como la comida o el baile o que sea. Oh, definitivamente, yeah, I can do something like that. I plan on having more of those. I just haven't had to think about them more. I need to favorite that comment. But yeah, those are the type of comments that I really love to see in the comment section. So of my videos. So yeah, once you watch my videos, make sure that you comment on them, because yeah, that helps me to know, you know, what you guys like to watch, what you don't like to watch, and things like that. So you just want to see like me just talking about like foods that I like and dances. Yeah, I'll definitely talk more about music and like dancing in the future, that's for sure too. But we'll see. I have a lot of videos I would like to make. There's a lot of things that I would like to explore this year. So I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm really excited for this year. It's a lot of there's so many different things to touch on, of course, as y'all know already. There's so many things to talk about when it comes to language learning. So that's why it's kind of hard. Like I wish I could, like if I wasn't like, you know, didn't have like my full-time job and everything, I wish I could make like daily videos. I wish I could make a lot more videos than I do right now. Pero bueno, yeah, got more videos coming, so don't have to worry about that. But yeah, thank you for the good ideas, Sean. And yeah, sí, llegamos a fin de este live stream, finalmente. Thank you very much. 3 hours and 30 minutes. That went a lot longer than I thought, honestly. A lot longer. Más duro por más tiempo que yo espere, pero me da mucho gusto estar con todos ustedes. I love having these live streams. These are really fun. Definitely helps to help me be less shy, especially when it comes to me speaking Spanish. Yeah, so I like these because I'm able to, you know, practice Spanish, and also there's Spanish speakers, native Spanish speakers who are in these live streams a lot too. So I've actually been learning a lot from them. So that's been a fun experience. Being able to kind of conquer my fear in this way, like this is like a completely new avenue for me to be able to practice Spanish. So this has been really fun. Yeah, thank you thank you all of y'all again. I'm forgetting everything right now. Mi mente ya está, se queda en blanco. Yeah, but thank you all again for supporting my channel. Thank you all for watching my videos. Les aprecio muchísimo. Mil gracias. And yeah, don't forget to check out all the links that are in the description box of this live stream and my videos as well, for any resources that you may think that are useful. I think there's some good ones. So yeah, don't forget to check out my Spanish conversation blueprint as well. Subscribe to the email list so you can receive that. That's free. I think that will help you out a lot. I'll be talking more about that as well. How to increase your communication when how to increase your communication when you speak Spanish. That's something that I'm very passionate about. And also, if you would like to donar dinero, if you would like to donate money to my to support my channel, you can also do that under the support my content little title in my description box as well. And you can donate on my buy me a coffee profile. That helps me out a lot, or page rather. It's a page, una página. No son perfil necesariamente. And that helps out a lot to for me to continue making great content for y'all, because you know, this takes a lot of electricity and things like that. Y estoy utilizando mi teléfono. Sí, pero muchas gracias otra vez. Espero que se vaya muy bien. I hope everything goes well for all of you this coming week here. Don't forget to keep studying, keep learning Spanish, and yeah, just don't be so scared. Don't be like me. That's why I had this channel, so you don't be so stressed. You won't be so scared, have a lot of fear when it becomes to speaking Spanish and things like that. And so you can stay organized too. Don't be disorganized like I have been over the past few years. It's been super chaotic. So yeah, que descansen. Muchas gracias otra vez por venir aquí, por unirse. And I will talk to all of y'all later in the next live stream or the next video. So adios y que tengas una buena noche.